Okay, to cut this, I'm going to, I've pulled out the 7-inch Harbor Freight grinder with the cutoff wheel in it, thin cutoff wheel. That's from Home Depot. Diablo, whatever, metal cutoff wheel. I've drawn the line there to give you an idea. The shop is such a mess. So, I'm going to slice this one with the abrasive saw. I didn't really want to, I could do it with the bimetal bandsaw blade, but the welds are really friggin' tough. This thing's not going to care. These things are dirt cheap to replace. Hell of a lot better than the expense on that bandsaw blade. So I'm going to cut it with this instead. Not quite sure what to do about that because I chamfered this, and that's an ugly chamfer, I admit. I did it with a drill bit because it was way faster than the countersink on the mill. But right down there in the corner there, you know, where these two go together, that's going to create a little air pocket there. So I'm not sure if that's a particular issue or not. So we'll find out more as we get that all ground down and everything like that and etch it. Gets kind of annoying. I already did the heavy grinding with the 80 grit. Then I started on the 220 grit and I'm down to here. And then I look over and realize my camera's off. So I started again. I'm doing a little more grinding. I look over and realize I still hadn't hit record. Anyway, so this is where we're at with 220. I don't. It's not perfectly flat or whatever, but so I just got to rock it around there and make sure that I get it ground everywhere. So we'll change it to the 400 and see if we can get it shined up even more. I've got 3 grits here. It was a $20 bag from the swap meet. I'm not positive which one's coarse. The blue one definitely looks like the fine one. And from what I've seen before, the red is the medium and the brown is the coarse. Well, let's start with the brown, because the other brown ones I have are coarse. Well, let's just try etching it at that and see what it does. Well, what I'm going to do next is I've got this navel jelly. Okay, I didn't think of this myself, obviously. That was something from weldingtipsandtricks.com, Jody on there. And I don't know how many people have ever seen these. This is a chamois wrapped piece of plastic or resin board or whatever. This used to be way back in the day when I would clean VCR heads. This is what I used. VCRs. Anybody remember those? So I still have a few left over. That's 18 years ago. Something like, yeah, 18. Pretty close to 20 years ago. They've been sitting in the little thing up there, just waiting for this purpose. Anyway, I don't feel like getting out a brush or whatever, so I'm just gonna take it outside and do it. I may take the camera out there and show you the progress in that stuff, but this is you got to use it in a well ventilated area. So rather than stink up the shop, I'm just going to step out the back door. Weather's nice. We'll go do it out there. As soon as I turned the camera off, I came over and started working it in a little bit. You see that dark spot up here? That's where it's etching. So it's working a whole lot faster than I thought it would. I think I'm going to call that good. Go rinse it and, well, I think we can see it well enough. Okay, here's, you can see the etch line there. The darker above the pointer is the weld. Okay. And there's the other one. So I'm getting ready to physically try to break this side and the other side. I just certainly wanted to get it documented first. But I would love some input from professional welders, engineers, designers, anything like that, opinions, you know, on that being strong enough. Now, I had the welder turned up. It's a 220 volt machine. It's a Millimatic 185. I had it set on the highest voltage, 6. I'm not sure what this thing puts out. 35 volts maybe. I'm not sure if that. It had the wire speed up around 85. So do I need to cool it down a little bit and go slower, get a little more penetration, or keep the heat up, go a little slower, more penetration? Is this enough penetration? Alright, you can see the scribe line I put on there. Basically, the top of that top hat, the plug there, stood 180 thousandths above this point here. So I took the calipers and basically measured from that edge the point 180 up, and then took a ruler in the scribe there and just put a really light line across it. So let's see if we can get a good angle on the etch again there. There we go. That's still kind of hard to see. You know, when you're looking at the camera, the screen's so small, maybe it'll show up on big screen, computer screen better. There's a good, you can see the line really well. I can't tell if you can see the etch really well though. So, on to destructive testing. I really don't know a whole lot more about destructive testing than the etching and that stuff. So I'm just going to basically try to break it apart, twisting it. As I've explained in other videos, and I don't expect everybody to watch all the videos and that stuff, but you know, all the force is like this, you know, because it's the rotor going around, and when the caliper clamps down, all the load is, you know, running like that. So I could put something on here and try to twist this, but it's not really much of a twist load. I could grab onto it and pry it. Again, it's still not really that kind of load. I'm not exactly sure how to put a, you know, a shear load on it to go that way. I'm not set up with the shop press to do that kind of stuff. You know, maybe there's a way to set it up, but I'm just going to put some leverage on here and we'll see what happens. All right, let's try it this way. Oh. Whoa. Ha ha. When you get old and fat, you can't pick stuff up off the ground, you get good at catching it. Okay. Maybe that. Should get Chuck up here with his fancy new air vise. Sure wish I had a way to check the load. I'm not exactly a lightweight. Yeah, so twisted the hell out of the steel there. I got no clue what kind of load that takes. All right, there's the other piece. You know, and I would tend to think that, I don't remember which technique I used. One I started in the middle, and the other I went the other way. But it's not the weld that broke loose. You know, it's the, I sheared the top hat off of it. You know, so that's 3/4 inch of steel that I just twisted off. Not really sure. You know, any kind of braking action on this planet would cause that. I don't know. And you can tell here too that it's the top hat that's tearing loose down here. The weld, you know, comes to right there, and it's holding right there. Look at the look at how much deflection that has, or distortion, or whatever. You know, I've pulled it out nearly 1/8 of an inch, and the weld is still basically flush with the cutoff surface. Okay, so I'm thinking I don't have a whole lot of concern for my weld failing. And think about it too. I just twisted apart 3/4 inch diameter, but I only did half of it, and it took pretty much everything I had to do it. So I'm going to flip it over, and we'll see if we can figure out how to destroy the other side. But I can pretty much guarantee already that it's going to twist the metal off, not the weld. I guess that's pretty cool. So maybe we'll do a flyby here, get a different angle. All right, so you can also see there, this is, which way did I have that? Oh yeah, this way. Yeah, so it was way the heck up here by the time it finally gave way. So you can see there as well, the weld stayed in place. I mean, only just the very edge of it started to move. You know, because that mark right there is what I measured to be the top of the top hat. Okay, so the top hat just sheared off. That's amazing. I mean, there's no movement in the weld over here on this side either. Okay, I like that. God, I'm not sure I got enough grunt to do the other side. I guess we'll find out though. There may not be enough leverage, but it's a start. We'll see. Major no-no, I'm sure, but hey Chuck, you think your Wilton vise would guarantee your screw and nut if they caught you doing that to it? They disavow any knowledge of your air vise anyway, so I don't think you're getting a warranty on that, buddy. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm 260. I'd be hard pressed to lift myself off the ground just because, you know, because I'm 260 for Christ's sakes. Ow! Okay, I was hanging on that. That's gonna hurt. It did hurt. It's gonna hurt more later. Maybe. That's not too bad. I'm pretty sure it's going to distort the metal and that stuff. You know, I got good 4.5 feet of leverage there. So we'll see which one gives first. So let's get a better look at the area where we expect maybe to see some damage. So let's see what happens. Nope, a little too big still. Maybe. And instead of putting it in the middle there where it's going to flex the most on top, I'm going to stick it over next to the, the sidewall there. That'll be where it has the hardest time stretching the pipe. I have no clue if that twisted or not. Let's put a couple marks on there. Okay, well, let's try this. Spreads the load out quite a bit. It's fully engaged. We'll see. Okay, let's so you can see. Whoop, I guess you can kind of tell what's going on there. I got 4 feet of some scrap rectangular tubing here. All right, now we're back in focus. Let's see if we can make some lines mess up. Oh man! Oh, I just used the cheater here to tighten the vise up. You can see it twisting. Not quite sure how close I am to being off the ground, but I don't really want to either, because once you get off the ground, you gotta get back down. I hate getting back down rapidly. A better perch on it there. And perch, I'm assuming, is short for purchase, or, bite, grab. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, maybe this might be for more comedy sake or insurance. Witness for the insurance. Okay, now the jaw hit. Now this is my vise, okay? This is why you don't loan out tools, because other people use them like this. For some reason, I kind of have this urge to start spewing forth the disclaimers. If you're dumb enough to try this at home, don't blame me. Well, that ought to add some. I'm guessing there's probably a good chance that when that breaks loose, this will spring and drop and make a big noise. And oh man! Okay. Oh, we're praying to the god of grunt here. Oh. Yes, completely unsafe. Don't do that at home. I couldn't get it to bend anymore. What, let me zoom in there. Whew. Good God. Thank God I don't have to work this hard all the time. Alright, there we go. Okay, so you can see all that happened was this wandered and then finally came down and rolled off the side. You know, it might want to shift, slip, spit it that way, so I'm going to change places with the camera. Again, don't try this at home. I saw it bending the tab there, and I was like, yeah, let's just munch it. Not that Mr. Pete Tubal Cain would approve of any of this or even want me mentioning his name, but as he would say, you know, the heck with the dang safety Nazis. But then again, he actually tries to be safe. Okay, see what it did to the 3/8 here? It bent the hell out of that. And I didn't quite get to the 20 tons of pressure there, but it was certainly up there. 15, you know, 10, 15 tons easy. And this thing didn't even, you know, I have no perceivable gap in there. You know, it did bend this a little bit. But 15 tons, there's no way in the world you're going to get a Datsun loaded down heavy enough with any kind of traction that would cause that. It would, yeah. This is stronger than the factory stuff. Nice. I think I'll hang that on the wall. That should make some nice wall art, huh?